Hello TH12, we're going to be doing our vocabulary right now, and to do your vocabulary maybe you'll want to write the grammar labels, so get yourself a pencil and eraser, and you're going to need to get your textbook out and be on page 38. Okay, so we're going to start with our grammar labels. Those are the ones that are labeled in red, and I'm going to be doing them in the order that they appear in your book just to keep things easy. Okay, so let's get started. Number one, we have pack a toothbrush. Pack a toothbrush. So you're going to travel somewhere, you will want to pack a toothbrush. That means to put it into your bag. Make sure you are bringing it with you. Keep those teeth clean, okay? So pack a toothbrush. Oh, remember, more than one toothbrush is toothbrushes. Okay, our next one, we have go sightseeing. Go sightseeing. So maybe you're going to go somewhere in Taipei. Maybe you want to see the sights, right? You want to see the sights. What would sights be in Taipei? Maybe Taipei 101, or maybe the gondola up to the zoo, down to the zoo, okay? So go sightseeing. You go and see this place is special for somewhere, all right? Oh, past tense for go, went, and past perfect is gone. Next, we have approach the counter. Approach the counter. To approach means to walk to something, okay? So when you go to a shop, maybe you're ready to pay, you go to a hotel, you want to talk to somebody, you need to walk to the counter. Approach. Approach the counter. All right. Next, we have make a note on the calendar. Make a note on the calendar. Maybe you do this on your phones now, but if there's something happening on that day, you need to remind yourself, just write it in there. That is your note to remember to do something, okay? Make a note on the calendar. Okay, next one, we have squeeze into an elevator. Squeeze into an elevator. There's so many people in there, and it's going to be pretty tight, so you might have to get in pretty close to some people, okay? You could squeeze into a subway too, or you could squeeze into a taxi with too many people in it, okay? So squeeze into an elevator. Great. Next, we have avoid verbing. To avoid verbing. So avoid, in this case, means you don't want to do something. Here you can see in the picture that Becky was told to avoid nuts. That means don't eat nuts. Maybe she will get sick if she eats them, okay? Maybe you go traveling somewhere and there's places where there are some mysterious people, some bad strangers, okay? You want to avoid that part of town. Don't go there, okay? Avoid verbing. All right. Next, we have catch a flight. Catch a flight. If you're going to catch a flight, that means you want to make it on time, okay? You just need to be there, you need to get there. You need to make that flight on time. You want to catch it, okay? Don't miss it. That is what catch means in this case. And remember, past tense of catch is caught. Caught a flight. Oh, there we go. All right, moving right along. We have wait a moment. Wait a moment, okay? It just means slow down, calm down. Maybe we just have to wait before we can move on, right? So wait a moment, be patient, okay? Maybe you need to wait for someone to help you, okay? Wait a moment. Moment could be 1 minute, maybe it could be 2 minutes, okay? It's just a little bit of time, usually. Okay, last two here. 3. All right, first we have lose track of time. Lose track of time. So this means the track of time in your mind, okay? Maybe you're doing something so cool. Maybe you're playing the newest video game. Maybe you are building a cool car, right? Well, it's so much fun, you don't look at the clock for a long time. And before you know it, so much time has gone past. Oh, it's lunchtime. Already, I just started after breakfast, right? Lose track of time, okay? And past tense, lost track of time. Okay. Next we have make excuses. Make excuses. In this case, they're playing tennis, right? Oh, she keeps winning and he says, oh, I wasn't trying that hard. Or, oh, I let you win. Maybe he's just not good at it, but he wants to cover his feeling, okay? Maybe you're playing a video game with a friend and you're fighting in your game and they keep beating you and you say, oh, my controller is broken. You're making excuses, okay? And past tense is made excuses. Okay, now it's our last two. Next, we have show courage. Show courage. To show courage is to show somebody that you are feeling brave, okay? Here in this case, she feels a little scared, but Chuck, he says, oh, Susie, it's not real. You don't have to be scared of that. He feels courageous, okay? So, show courage. That's when other people could see that you have some courage, all right? And last one, control your anger. Control your anger. Here, Tim, he just wants to pour potato chips all over her head. Those are his potato chips. He's so angry about it. Well, that would be pretty mean to just pour potato chips on someone's head. So, even if something makes you feel really angry, you just calm down and you try and be good about it, okay? So control your anger. Maybe you feel angry, but just chill out, okay? There you are. Make sure you write your grammar labels in there, and good luck. Okay, so TH12, let's move on. We're going to go now into our nouns, all right? So first one you have in your textbook there, remember on page 38, we have a pleasant trip. A pleasant trip. Pleasant, in this case, it means it was nice. You see how everyone's smiling there? They all had a good time. So the trip was pleasant, okay? So a pleasant trip. Next we have a hotel manager. A hotel manager. So this is the person who runs the hotel. They are the big boss. Anybody who works at that hotel needs to talk to this person. You got a problem, a big problem, talk to the hotel manager. They will try to look after it for you, okay? A hotel manager. Next, we have a convenient location. A convenient location. So here, there's a guy who's thinking about, he needs to use a phone. There's one right up the road. There's one right around the corner. They're in a convenient and easy to get to location, okay? Or maybe you live at home. There is a 7-Eleven right next door. That's a convenient location. You don't have to go far. It doesn't take hard work to get there, okay? A convenient location. A location is a place in this case. All right. Next, we have a massive suitcase. A massive suitcase. There's a small suitcase, maybe you can fit enough in there. Maybe somebody needs a lot of stuff. They don't just need a big suitcase, they need a really big suitcase. Bigger than big, it's massive. It's probably very heavy too, okay? So massive, it's just very, very big, okay? Okay, next one, we've got a tube of toothpaste. A tube of toothpaste, okay? The tube is just the thing that the toothpaste comes in. You could also get paint or maybe some kinds of foods also come in tubes, easy for squeezing out, right? Okay, so a tube of toothpaste. Next, we have a bottle of shampoo. A bottle of shampoo. I'm sure you remember shampoo is for washing your hair, and a bottle, well, that's what holds the shampoo. If you're traveling, remember, you only need a little one. They can only be a certain size. Don't bring a big bottle, okay? A bottle of shampoo. Next, we have a unique custom. A unique custom. In this case, I think they mean Japan. You have some businessmen who, when they meet each other, they do a nice bow. Maybe for a hello, maybe for a goodbye. You won't really see that in Canada or America, South America, all kinds of places, okay? So that is a unique custom to a place. That means it's something interesting that they will do in one place, but maybe not another, okay? A unique custom. Next, we have a busy highway. A busy highway. So the highway, that's where the cars can go really fast, right? How you can get from one place to another farther away, much, much faster. But when there are a lot of cars, it's very busy, okay? So a busy highway. Maybe sometimes they're so busy, no one is moving, okay? A busy highway. Next, we have a shopping mall, okay? A shopping mall. So there's one big building, and inside that big building, you have a lot of small shops. A pretty popular place to go on weekends, right? A shopping mall, okay? So inside you could find your shoes, you could find your phones and all your clothes. Just about anything you need at a shopping mall. All right, and our last one, we have a parking garage. A parking garage. This is just a big building and all it is for is cars to park, all right? So you go inside and there's all these spots where you can park your car, and that is a parking garage, okay? And that wraps up all of our nouns. Thank you very much. All right, TH12, let's wrap up our vocabulary. We've got 6 left, okay? So the first ones we're going to do are the 4 phrasal verbs. Our first one is check into a hotel. Check into a hotel. So the first thing you do when you get to a hotel, you approach the counter and you talk to somebody about getting your keys and where your room will be and what they can do for you at the hotel. Okay, so check into a hotel. And when you're all finished, you can check out of the hotel and say, goodbye, I'm done with my room. Next one, plug in a power cord. Plug in a power cord, okay? To plug in, you're gonna pop that thing into the wall. You're going to plug it in, and the power cord is that part. Your laptop, your hairdryer, anything, okay? Plug in a power cord. Remember, they're going to be different in different countries. All right, next one, we have hang up a towel. Hang up a towel, okay? Remember, after your shower, or after your laundry, hang up your towel. You want it to be dry for the next time you use it. Don't throw it on the floor, okay? And past tense, hung up a towel. Hang, hung. All right, and the last of our phrasal verbs, we have get ripped off. Get ripped off. So, in this case, maybe you go to a market somewhere and somebody says, oh, this box, I made it myself. And they charge you a lot of money for it because you think, oh, this box, it's handmade. Very nice. I'll pay more for a handmade box. But then you open it up and it says made in Vietnam, made in China, made in somewhere. That means he did not make it. He was lying to you. So should you be paying a lot of money for that? Nope. He is telling you a lie to get more money. So he ripped you off, okay? And in the other example down here, they got a very similar kind of gift. One paid $25, one paid $100. So shop around, okay? That's get ripped off. Past tense, got, and past perfect, gotten. Okay, and now to move on to our two idioms. The first one is cost an arm and a leg. Cost an arm and a leg. What that means is it was just a lot of money. It was expensive, more expensive than you thought maybe, right? So if you got your car in an accident and then you had to fix it because it was a pretty bad accident, it cost an arm and a leg, okay? And remember, cost past tense is the same, okay? And our last one, we have first come, first served. First come, first served. What that means is the first person to ask for something is going to be the first person who gets what they want, okay? So maybe you wait too long to ask for something, you're not going to get it because all those people who decided to be the first ones to ask, they already got what they needed, okay? So first come, first served. All right. And that wraps up our vocabulary treehouse 12. Remember your grammar labels, and we're only going to do a few of them for spelling in our homework. All right.
So Treehouse 12, before we move on to our grammar section, please do not forget that you will also have a phonics reading today that you will find on page 40 of your textbook. And to go along with that phonics reading, you will also have an exercise that you will find on page 8 of your workbook. Good luck to you with that. We're going to now move on to our grammar section, so we should all be on page 66. So at this time, please get out a pen, pencil, and an eraser, and please turn to the page. I will give you guys a moment. Okay, so today we're talking about indefinite pronouns. Now, an indefinite pronoun is a way that we talk about people, places, or things without kind of telling you exactly who, what, or where it is. So one thing to remember is for people, all of our pronouns will end with either body or one. For things, our pronouns will end with thing. And for places, it will always end with where or place. And on page 66, the book was nice enough to give us a really nice example and a nice chart that you can refer to at any time if you ever get confused. So we have a few examples, everybody. So let's start with the first one. Somebody hit me. That can mean that a person, but you don't know who, hit you. Maybe you didn't see them, maybe they kind of came at you a little fast, who knows. Our next one, there isn't anywhere to sit. That could mean I can't see a place to sit at all in this place. Going on, we're going to go into our no's. So whenever we use no in front of our pronoun, that would refer to a negative clause. So we could always say something like, nothing came out of the bottle. Means absolutely nothing at all came out of the bottle when we tried to pour it. Another example you could use is, nobody wants to help clean the living room. Means if everybody in this place right then, nobody at all would like to help you. Moving on to our last section, we have else. So for else will always follow our indefinite pronoun. It's used as a way to describe or explain everybody or any other person in addition to the ones already talked about. So for example, I know you and Pam, but I don't know anyone else. So you know 2 or 3 people in this place, but anyone else, you don't know. To go along with these examples, we also have an exercise on page 67, and we're going to go over the first one, which you will have to either choose between anywhere or somewhere. Now let's just go and say the sentence together. Ready? The soldiers were shooting at the enemy by the lake. Now which one do we think it is? Anywhere or somewhere? Now remember, anywhere can be legitimately any place at all at any moment. Somewhere will always be describing a place relative to where you are. So just keep that in mind. For number 2, you will have to choose between no one and everyone. So let's read number 2 together. Are you ready? He was so friendly that he got to know at the party. Now this is just a good hint. If it is some type of form of positive in your sentence, then you might think, that could be everyone. If it's some form of a negative clause, then that's when you would use your no one. So just keep that in mind. For part B, we're just going to go over the first 2. For these, you will have to find a way to include else into your answer for the question. So our first one, we know that it will start with no, and we'll have to end it with else. For number 2, you know that it'll start with yes, and else will be somewhere in there. Just keep in mind that when you're thinking of these, no can always have some type of added attribute of anything, where yes has something to do with someone, no one, or it can be anyone.
Hello TH12, so we're going to be doing our homework now, and I'm going to be helping you with how to answer the questions in part A. So you have to open up your textbook, your homework book. You have to open up your homework book to page 21, all right? Get your pencil and eraser ready. Now, the first thing we're going to do in part A, vocabulary, part 1. At the top of your page there, you're going to have 12 of the vocabulary words to be using for part 1 to answer your questions, okay? I'm going to do number 1 with you to be able to help you answer these questions correctly. So, part 1, question number 1. We have, when the pirates blank, the people in the local village warned them not to go near the monkeys, okay? So our answers A, B, or C, a pleasant trip, check into a hotel, or went sightseeing. So the easiest way to help you with this one is that we have a subject, pirates, and the subject will have to verb, okay? So we can narrow that down by knowing that we have to have a verb. Well, so it won't be a pleasant trip. So it could be check into a hotel or go sightseeing. But here we can see with warned that our sentence is in the past tense. So that would mean our answer would be C, went sightseeing, okay? So to help you with the rest of your questions, read them through first. Remember to check the tense. That will be the big helper, okay? For part 2 of your vocabulary, you're going to have 5 vocabulary words left. Choose 3 to make some sentences yourself, okay? And lastly, for your homework, you've got part B, reading for Dracula's guest. You'll have to go and read page 51 through 56. There will be 2 questions to answer when you're finished, okay? So keep in mind when you are reading, number 1, What did Johann want the narrator to do? And why did Johann have to speak English? Okay. And lastly, you have your spelling words at the bottom here. How many times you need to do that will depend on your teacher's instructions. So just follow along the way that you have in the past with your teacher. That'll be your homework for TH12. I wish you good luck.